So good evening, everyone. My name is Maurya Hanspal, and in this session, we're going to conclude financial literacy. We're going to end the topic of financial literacy. Since we have discussed about all the topics of financial literacy which are important for your understanding. So this session is a completely sum up of what exactly did we try to understand in case of financial literacy. So when we started with the topic of financial literacy, we talked with the banking system. That is which type of account you have to open up in the bank. And whether you have to open, like for example, these banks give you a minimum limit of 10,000 rupees. And even if you get that minimum limit of 10,000 rupees and open that bank account, still the banks force you to open a fixed deposit account or go for the mutual fund or take an insurance. Again, that might not be mandatory for you at that point of time. So these things are very important for the future or maybe at that point of time as well. But at that point of time, you might have gone just to open a bank account. That's it. So you must not deviate with your goal and the thing or like for the purpose that you have gone there. Because ultimately the salesperson or the bank manager who is helping you there, those people would be earning a banking commission on that. And that is very huge. Right? And that is where they stress you to open a fixed deposit. Because when they stress you to open a fixed deposit, the commission that they're gonna get is far more as when they stress you to open a mutual fund. Because the salesperson also, the bank manager also, like they themselves know at that point of time that FD is gonna help you. FDs don't gonna help you. FDs is just gonna make them earn their commission, and they would force you FD karwa lo, FD karwa lo, FD karwa lo. No, FDs won't give you as much return because even the FDs are not able to beat inflation. FDs will just give you a rate of return of 5.75% or 6% max to max. Because those days have gone where the fixed deposits used to give you a rate of interest of 8% or 10%. You are just losing your money there. 6% अगर मिल भी रहा है तो 6% inflation भी तो है zero. You are earning nothing. That's why they force you कि वहां पर भी तुम्हारा पैसा कटेगा प्लस जो कमीशन वो अर्न करेंगे उसमें से भी तुम्हारा पैसा कटेगा. But just in case if they advise you to go for a mutual fund, in the mutual fund they won't be getting such a commission because here the portfolio manager would be getting his commission and they would be earning a very low commission, just minimal. तो जहाँ पे जिसका जो commission है they will say you and they will say you to open FD account, right? And like whenever and they will also say you like to take insurance because अगर तुम insurance भी होगा तो उनका commission बढ़ेगा. Insurance agents का बहुत commission होता है, right? So and even like you go for a fund and you try to open your mutual fund, like people would be suggesting to open an active fund. They won't be saying you to open a passive fund. Passive fund and active funds, we have already talked about the difference between the two. An active fund is one which tries to beat the index. Like for example, if Nifty has given an average return of like 15 years, the fund will try to give you like more than 15%. Whereas an index fund will try to give you the max to max 15%, but like due to some expense ratios, वो like 14.90 या 14.85 ही रह जाते हैं. ठीक है, but that is something else. And a large number of the active funds have not been able to beat the index. And even if they have beaten the index, that is by a very small amount, a very small percentage that doesn't make a difference. Because like you people would be having your other investments or other savings as well. FDs भी तो होंगी, right? So FDs for the purpose of just the emergency. And that's why I said keep your FDs and investments separate. FDs must be only for the purpose of emergency in case the equity market crashes at that time you want the money. तो फिर मार्केट से तुम निकाल नहीं सकते. हो सकता है कुछ लॉक इन पीरियड भी हो तो भी पीपल कैन टेक आउट फ्रॉम द एफडी एज अ फिक्स्ड रेट ऑफ रिटर्न. एफडी में भी होता है लॉक इन पीरियड बट दैट माइट हेल्प यू इफ द मार्केट इज इनटू द फेज ऑफ रिसेशन. Okay, so coming back to the mutual funds and active funds, the expense ratio is very high. Expense ratio is nothing but your management fees divided by your total asset under management AUM जितने उसमें funds हैं. एक्टिव फंड्स में फंड मैनेजर की मेहनत है, उसकी एक्सपर्टाइज है, तो ऑब्वियसली द फीस दैट ही इज चार्जिंग इज जस्टिफाइड. But obviously the fees must also be justified because some funds might charge you very high fee. But nowadays the SEBI has made a mandatory कि 3% होना चाहिए for like funds of funds and 2% something for the normal funds. And the index funds like must not cross like 1%. So like these things you people can see from Google because like these limits keep on changing. So active funds like these people would be getting huge expense ratio or expense fee. Simple बोले तो commission. बट इंडेक्स फंड्स जो मार्केट के साथ साथ चलते हैं उसमें देयर इज नो एक्सपर्टाइज इन्वॉल्व और द लीस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सपर्टाइज इन्वॉल्व बाय दिस फंड मैनेजर. देयर द एक्सपेंस रेशियो वुड बी वेरी लेस 0.2 0.1 0.001. बट अगर तुम एक्टिव फंड में जाओ तो 1% 1.5. ओके, दे आर ऑल्सो लाइक दे विल से कि कि लाइक गो फॉर एक्टिव फंड जहाँ पे एक्सपेंस रेशियो लाइक सबसे ज़्यादा हो, बिकॉज इंडेक्स फंड में तो नहीं होने वाला, बहुत कम होगा, एंड दे वॉन्ट लाइक सजेस्ट यू दैट, and they won't even see that active funds have failed to beat the passive funds maximum, though like some have beaten, but if some have beaten, they have beaten by a very small amount. Okay, and they won't tell you this as well. These things must be taken into consideration. Okay, further, yeah, this must be like clear to you when we talk about all these things. Second thing we talked about कि जो money को है, try to put in into your stock market. FDs must be for the purpose of the emergency fund only. इन्वेस्टमेंट में एफडीज के लिए नहीं बोलता, एफडी इज एन इमरजेंसी फंड। स्टॉक मार्केट में मैं इन्वेस्टिंग बोलता हूँ, ठीक है। सो इन्वेस्टिंग करो स्टॉक मार्केट में एंड एफडीज फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ इमरजेंसी, एंड इट इज बैड टू जस्ट सेव मनी। एंड व्हाट डिड आई मीन बाय बैड टू जस्ट सेव मनी? पैसा हाथ में होगा तो क्या उखाड़ लोगे, बिकॉज इन्फ्लेशन विल ईट इट आउट। द रेट ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन इज वेरी हाई, 4% 6%। सेविंग अकाउंट में 4% मिलेगा, पैसा खा जाएंगे सब। Even if you invest in FDs, your money would be eaten or barely earn a return. So these things must be kept in mind, because those who are the people of economics, they understand this thing. Savings are the leakages to economy, and investments are the injections to economy. They increase the GDP of the economy, right? So this all thing you should know. And banks की एक और बात मैं बोलूँ, I'm not like criticizing banks. It is very good to like take services from the banks, but with financial literacy. A large number of charges they would take from you. तुम अपना मान लो कि डेबिट कार्ड बनवाया, क्रेडिट कार्ड बनवाया, so they would be charging you annual maintenance fee, and that might differ for different types of card. बोलेंगे गोल्ड कार्ड है, प्रीमियम कार्ड है, प्लैटिनम डायमंड कार्ड है, and that maintenance fee 500 रुपए की भी हो सकती है, फ्री भी होते हैं कार्ड्स, 250 की भी होती है, 1000 1500 तक की भी होती है. Then you need to ask them that if you are issuing me this debit card, or if you are issuing me this credit card, what is the maintenance fees? This you have to ask them. Plus, they also charge you amount. Like for example, if they have given you a minimum amount of 10,000 that you have to maintain over a certain period of time. अगर 10,000 से कम होगा and that balance is not maintained for 30 days or like 45 days, जो भी मतलब कि बैंक की जो क्राइटेरिया होता है, because some bank says that in a 30-day period you have to maintain average 10,000 का balance. Some bank says in the 45 days के average में like you have to maintain average 10,000 का balance. Some say in 60 days or 3 months. तो अगर उस पीरियड में अगर एवरेज बैलेंस आपका 10,000 से कम है तो दैट कैन क्रिएट अ प्रॉब्लम, फिर एक पेनल्टी का लगना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। एंड बाय द एवरेज बैलेंस आई मीन ऐसा कुछ जरूरी नहीं है कि 60 डेज 10,000 से ऊपर होना चाहिए, 60 डेज का एवरेज 10,000 से ऊपर होना चाहिए, एंड दैट यू शुड नो, ठीक है। एंड अगेन सी like there might some people who might not be earning a large amount of money, तो उनके लिए वो 10,000 बैलेंस देखना भी बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है। Okay, but still they will stress you to open a saving account, and not a salary account, because salary account always opens from like zero balance only. That you should know. Plus, like these banks can also charge you commission. SMS का होता है इनके चार्जेस, आपको मेल भेजने का, जो आपका मतलब अलर्ट्स जो आते हैं कि आपके बैलेंस में इतना अमाउंट है, इतना अमाउंट नहीं है, इतना आपका डेबिट हुआ है, बिकॉज दीज बैलेंसेस हैव टू बी लाइक मैंडेटरी, एटलीस्ट विल गेट टू ना कितना डेबिट हुआ है। लाइक इफ समवन मे बी हैज हैक्ड योर अकाउंट एंड किसी ने कुछ पेमेंट कर दी, तो एक मैसेज तो आएगा ना कि पेमेंट हो गई है, एंड एटलीस्ट यू विल नो कि तुमने पेमेंट करी या नहीं, एंड यू कैनॉट लाइक अवॉइड दीज पेमेंट्स ऑल्सो। एंड अगेन यू कैनॉट वेट फॉर दैट मैसेज टू कम ऑन योर ईमेल, बिकॉज 24/7 तो मेल नहीं खोलते। जब फोन पे जो पॉपअप मैसेज आएगा, जब टोन बजेगी, लाइक यूल गेट टू नो कि इतना डेबिट हुआ है या तुम्हारे अकाउंट में पैसा आया, एंड यू पीपल कैन नॉट अवॉइड इट, ठीक है। So, and the second thing, another thing we talked about insurance as well, that the term insurance is the best insurance that you people can take, because that will give you at a lesser amount like more insurance instead of taking endowment plan, money back, you live, right, or your whole life. These are the traditional ones. Endowment, money back, and whole life are the traditional policies, and ULIP is the new one. And we also talked about the risk averse and the risk taking investors and the risk neutral one. We try to understand the age is just a number. You just need to see your ideology and the risk market में ले सकते हो नहीं, बहुत ले सकते, go for equity, नहीं ले सकते, go for debt or keep it average, ठीक है। That was all about financial literacy we tried